Feeling ko I will not be running to oppose merely a person, but to propose new ideas, new policies, and new systems.
Councilor, have you decided already if you are running for mayor?
You know what, your teaser is controversial enough, exciting enough to stir a lot of comments and views from the general public. Nanamian ko actually, but I just wanted to make it clear to the people of the city of Bacolod that my intention really, when I accepted Abee the request for an interview, is to present, to elucidate, to express, and to articulate my plans. Now that my term as a councilor of the city of Bacolod ends on 2022, it has never been my intention that I will promote myself in a partisan way. To as early as now, wherein I will be pitted against any potential candidate for that matter, more so against the incumbent mayor of the city of Bacolod, Mayor Leonardia. So, I have several options actually available for me. Sang gin-challenge gani ako sang nagligad nga December by my party mates, no? To decide to run either as mayor or vice mayor. I did a lot of discernment. It was early as December. And I finally told myself that I am making myself available. Why? Because I have actually 5 options available for me. Either to run as vice mayor, to run as mayor, to run as congressman of the city of Bacolod, or to just completely take a leave of absence in politics. I have been councilor for the last 12 years. No? And number 5, in fact, even so on, considering we are living in uncertain times, no? Unprecedented, in fact, even. And we are living in extraordinary times, so they say, no? Nga kung sa diin, hindi gid tabla kapakot kung what the future will bring. No? Ay na, gina-entertainan ko pa gani na hasta subong. You know, if you follow the national and the world events that is happening all over, you know, these are questions sometimes that...
What are you entertaining?
A lot of things may happen between now and 2022.
Including death?
Including the call of some quarters of the population for a revolutionary government. The idea of some government officials, military officials in no election. You know, that is why
So
we are
you
living in a time of extremism.
So,
we
sir,
are living in a time
you're
of
entertaining the
extremism.
possibility that you might hold over as councilor in case the no-L scenario happens.
It depends on the way the national government is actually playing what is happening now. Amo na siling kubla, we are living in a time of extremism, meaning our government officials, or people in power tends to misuse or abuse such authority, no? And so therefore there is a deep calling for change, or in fact a revolution when I say of revolution so on, I mean a change, no? Or a total overhaul, not just in the economic, social, political, structural change or revolution, but a moral revolution. So muna subong soon niya ang nakita ko that is happening now. So these are cinco of the things that we need to consider also. So 5 options available for me.
So allow me to point out the options again, sir. No, one. Let's talk about probabilities. Out of the 5 options, one position is you might run for vice mayor. In terms of probability, let's put it percentage-wise. How many percent is the chances of running for vice mayor? Out of the 5 options, mga pila ka percent ni?
You know what? I have until October 8 to decide. You know, ako yung bala ko son, what I am doing now is I am doing the usual things that I am been doing for the last 12 years. Since the day one when they first elected me as councilor in 2007. I have been a working councilor. I never stopped working. Muna ko nga I am just doing the usual thing that I have been doing for the last 12 years. So if ever so on I will decide to run in any of the 3 above positions. In fact, gani when I gathered all my volunteers, no, kete, you know, these are the challenges siling ko posed before me by a lot of people or by a lot of sectors or quarters nga kung sa diin telling me to run so and so. So siling ko, I am just making myself available. And so therefore, when I gathered them all together, ginambal ko sila, you know what? If ever siling ko that I will decide to run in any of the above 3 positions, siling ko sila, know this, that it will be one of the easiest siling ko struggle or one of the easiest elections that I have ever encountered, because this is just simply picking already of flowers which I have planted for the last 12 years. So we only need to reap already the things that we have planted for the last 12 years. So on, personally, I feel, katawhay lang gidya sang libot ko. For me, this is one of the less stressful remaining years since I became councilor in 2007.
Well, of course, you've been also thinking about what to do after your term expires, diba?
Oo.
After pila na? Four 3-year terms ang na-serve nimo. Apat ka 3-year terms, no?
Yes, I have been councilor for 4 terms and councilor for the 3 consecutive terms. So I end my term in 2022.
Yes. But what is more attractive to you? The work of a vice mayor, chairing the siyempre sangguniang panlungsod, or the work of a chief executive, in this case mayor, of course? What is more attractive to you?
Actually, biskan di mo man lang kuya ibutang niya suon mo. You know what? Biskan di mo lang kuya ibutang. Basta when I put my heart and my soul and my mind into something, I usually put my 100% in everything that I do. In everything that I do. Whatever challenges there is, ginabutang ko ginayang akon full 100%. So, it does not matter kung ano nga posisyon ng dalaganan ko. But I will let the people decide.
In terms of political alliances, can we say that you are now allied with the group of former Congressman Monico, Karapali Luwalhati, and the group of former Congressman Albee Benitez?
Ang ako lang sige soon, Goro, is this, nga it is my fervent desire, no, to unite all the opposition or those critical to this government. No? Kung magsiling ko, be critical, those not belonging to the majority or not belonging to the dominant political party, Grupo Progreso. So, amo na iasiling ko ang handom ko. In fact, I have opened my arms to all these sectors, to all political agrupations, to all political parties that is critical to this government. I have been opening myself up to them, meeting with them. But baloka so niya, if in case that I will be running for any of the above positions, siling ko I will not be running to oppose merely a person, but to propose new ideas, new policies, and new systems. Kasi siling gani ko yang I am an advocate of promoting market of ideas. I am an advocate of promoting market of choices. We have no control over that. Kung sino man sa aton abing nga magdalagan, magdesider, so who are we to control? Although it is my fervent hope and my fervent wish to gather all of these forces and come up with a united stand, but I am still a believer and an advocate of free market of ideas and a free market of choices for the people to choose and not limit it.
Sir, in that case, if you are pushing for unification talks among opposition parties or opposition forces, not aligned with, naturally, with Grupo Progreso, can we say that you are hesitant to decide as of now because you are still choosing among yourselves kung sino maglagan?
No, it does not bother me. Kung,
wala ka mo kaistoryanay kung sino maglagan among you?
There is. In fact, amotob lang ang balko so nga to as early as December, they already challenged me to consider and running either as mayor or vice mayor. But I did a lot of discernment. But you know what? So on, ang ako niya bla ginapakigbatuan. At among tong hambal ko nga I am not running merely to oppose any man, but to propose new solutions, new policies, and new systems. No? Ang akong gidyang ginapakigbatuan, balokano soon, amoy ni bala silingta the menace of money politics, the menace of political patronage, no? Which destroys or defeats or diminish or violates, no, the true essence of democracy. Nga it destroys the leveling of the equal playing fields for anybody to run.
Sir,
regardless of his or her political, economic, or social status.
Allow me to clarify, Councilor. When you say you met with them or they, sino nang gina-refer nimo?
May ara kami nga chance encounter last December during the week, no? Isang mama ni Congressman Stephen Carap Paduano, no? So almost everybody were there, no?
And
all
they
the
are
MKK, Congressman Monico Puentevella, Vice Mayor Vladi Sayson, the councilors, incumbent, former councilors, barangay captains, no? Of course, Congressman Carap, Stephen Paduano was also there. And so, amo tong chance meeting bala namon to gather in one place. So, dito ko nilagin angkat asang amo nga challenge. But I did not at that time made my decision yet.
They challenged you
to either consider running as vice mayor and mayor of the city of Bacolod. Because ang mutong hambal nila nga, I am the face of the opposition, I am the only incumbent opposition now sitting in the city government, the equity of the incumbent. So they are asking me to decide or to choose. And I am the man of the hour, amo na bala siling nila. Puti, at that time, so on, honestly speaking, wala pa na gani sa ako nga pangunahon na at that time. I was actually caught off guard. So, but then again, sanggin post nila to sa ako ng mga challenge, I did not answer them outright because I did a lot of discernment until finally, I said to myself, I am making myself available, yes, because this is already my last term as city councilor. So there is no other recourse for me but to go up.
Available for mayor?
Available for mayor, vice mayor, and congressman.
Okay, so this seems to be a tricky situation.
Yes.
It's been 3 months of discernment and now you are still continuing to discern.
Wala labot discerning, kundi getting also the feel of the general public. Amo na ko nga, ang angkat ko kalabanan when people ask me, am I fit to be your mayor? So kung hindi Abee, who is your probable potential candidate for mayor? Because you know what, so ko na mo ni. It was early as December, I was arranged to meet with one of the campaign manager or political consultant of another potential candidate who want to run for mayor. Now, siling ko, why me? Why will you talk to me? Asking me to make an ultimate sacrifice because he was of course banking on another potential candidate. But then sin ko, I am not your options. I am not just one of your options, in fact. And so therefore, I presented to him several options for mayor. Sin ko, we have former Congressman Albee Benitez. You can consider him. You have siling ko, Congressman Stephen Paduano, our partylist congressman, now minority floor leader of the lower house. We have former Congressman Mayor Monico Puentevella. That is another option. We have former Councilor Lyndon Cana. We have Councilor Jocelle Batapa. We have former Vice Mayor Jude Sayson. I practically mentioned all the names already who in one time or another have served as local and national officials of or who have served or have experience in governance. So, din-mention ko ni tanan-tanan sila, but you know what, I am not just one of your many options. So, why don't you consider them all?
When you say campaign manager of a probable candidate, sino ning probable candidate?
Gapakilala na ni siya nga is very interested to run as mayor.
Very interested.
Very interested.
Bacolenyo.
Ha?
Bacolenyo.
Yes, Bacolenyo.
Negosyante.
Wala man, you know what, I don't want to even dwell because I have presented to him already some of the probable options who have experience.
Why is he talking to you?
Maybe because nga he wanted to talk me out about considering
talk you out?
Or talk me out about considering the idea of running as mayor. Amo din man to siguro ang iyang intention. Siling ko, I have no plans yet.
Was it Vladimir Gonzales?
Well, probably, yes. Yes.
You're not sure who that was?
No. Yung pagpakilala
Ito
siya.
same.
I don't want to talk about it even because nga tisiling ko, I am not your options. At that time, I am not yet ready. It was too early for me to decide. I gave him a few lists who have served this government, who have experience in public governance, and they are also in their own right capable of running the city, siling ko. You know, I mentioned all the names actually down to the councilors. Kasi at one point in time, they have experience in public governance.
Now let's talk about this situation. You have like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 probable or possible candidates for mayor lang. Anong gina-worry ninyo? Why do you have to talk among yourselves? Are you worried about logistics?
You know what, so on, we need to understand that we are up against a very formidable political party. You know, as I said before, who has all the money, who has all the resources. In fact, one of the downside gani nga akong nga ginapapigbatuan hasta subong the use of public funds. with the use of machinery for political purposes, no? The use of job orders as a political currency. So in other words, hindi inilahog-lahog ang ining pangontrata. So although much that I want nga makaput up kami sang common stand, a common united opposition, no, amogin man na siling ko ang handom ko. That's why I've been meeting with a lot of them already, etc. Opening up my doors for any possibility. Siling ko, I am open, I am making myself available, etc. So in other words, yes.
You are worried.
We are worried.
Is that the reason why you cannot decide until now?
It is too early even to decide.
It is
It is too early. It is political suicide, in fact, even for
Why so?
us. Based on experience. You know, you keep your cards close to your heart. Di ba? Based on experience, in any political battle for that matter, even Duterte himself, when he won, he did not declare only until the last minute or even after the deadline of the filing of his candidacy.
Or is there a
So
possibility that you will follow that game plan? Na may
Depends.
substitution ka mo?
No, it depends. It depends. It depends on, you know what, muna siling ko bala, we have a very flexible and a very dynamic politics here in the city of Bacolod. So everything is possible. That is why I am opening up my doors, making myself available. No, a lot of quarters or a lot of people are asking me to run. Nakita ko na sa mga social media, I kept my peace, I kept my silence, I only keep my cards close to my heart. But I am discerning, even until now.
Have you talked to Congressman Albee?
I know him, but we haven't talked yet.
Uh-huh.
We haven't talked yet. Personally, yes.
But of course, you are with the circle to which some of these key people are in, like Karapali.
Yes, yes.
And did he mention nga si Congressman Albee is also interested?
He is one of the
Options, but interest.
that I do not know. That
Uh-huh.
I do not know. No, so
Sir, medyo
in fact, Mayor Bing Leonardia is only until now still considered a potential candidate.
Of course.
We don't know what are
Of
his
course.
plans.
Which is kind of strange for me because when you say medyo abstract sa akon ang concept ng he or she or you is being considered as one of the possible options. By whom?
The people will eventually decide.
No, but we're talking about political forces here.
Okay.
So what is this group that considers you as one of their choices?
You know what? Amo to ang balko sining ko soon.
Is this the unified opposition?
Modesty aside soon, being the lone opposition in the government now, no, I am being considered. Okay, so
You are being considered by who?
by anybody critical to this government. Amo na lang na siguro.
But
So, iba, lain-lain nga mga political aggregation, siling ko, lain-lain nga sektor. But those who are disgruntled, those who are unsatisfied with this government. So, I'm not just talking to a political party, I am also talking or referring to an organization, a sector, a group.
well, of course, we know, sir, we know for a fact that it's a political reality that there are political groups who will decide who to field. Kita subong pas na si Albee madlagan reportedly. Si Karapali madlagan reportedly.
Oo.
Si Monico madlagan reportedly. Si Jocelle madlagan man reportedly.
Oo.
Even Lyndon Cana, and then ikaw. And then of course there's Vladi Gonzales.
Oo.
So now what you're telling me is you are talking to various groups disgruntled with the Grupo Progreso, pero may form na ning grupo ni nga, oh sige, kita ma-inopdanay na lang kita. Or ang gwa, sino yung pagustuhan na lang?
There are already serious moves. Ako mismo,
Serious moves.
ako mismo soon, I am seriously working on that. On sa inang direksyon.
To unify the opposition?
Yes. Ako I am seriously considering that idea of, but muna siling ko bala, we cannot decide for people who will decide. No, hindi ta na iya mapunggan because especially more so now nga this is in national election.
Yes.
No, so but then again, as much as we want nga gusto ko tipunon ini sila tanan-tanan, come up with the united slate para the probability of chances of winning is higher compared to us divided. But then again, siling ko, amo na nasubong ang trust ng tanan-tanan. So, gustuhon taman, but only the people can decide. Only the will decide. So, we have until October 8. So, for us to early say nga, humana or mag-decider na kita, no, wala pa. It is still a long way to go. It is still a long way to go.
All right, now, so let's be more specific at this point. When you say this group, may ara ka mo lose nga United Opposition subong, and can I say nga ang United Opposition ang ari diri MKK, Monico Puentevella, ari ni siya.
Oh yes, definitely.
Jocelle Batapa, who is
One
also
Bacolod, yes.
One Bacolod or whatever it
Yes,
is, no?
definitely.
And then, can we say nga ang left is also represented? Ang Bayan, Bayan Muna, though parts ang loose nga group?
Cause-oriented groups.
Cause-oriented groups.
Progressive blocks.
Progressive blocks.
No, sinita ng tanan, you know what?
Sir, isa pa
Hindi na kita kapili kung sinong gusto top doon.
Exactly.
Hindi ba?
Si Karapali, who does he represent?
Ha?
Sinong gina-represent ni Karapali?
Ang abang lingkod niya.
But does he also represent Albee Benitez?
Oh yes.
Aha.
Yes, because they are a party.
Mm.
They are a party. They belong to one political
Yes.
aggregation, which is Love Negros.
Which is kind of interesting because, so, ang probables for this loose opposition is, or are, ikaw, as you have mentioned, Cana, Monico Puentevella, Jocelle Batapa, Lyndon Cana, Vladi Sayson, for Vice Mayor up nga posisyon. Ang councilors, why patakabalo?
Wala, you know
Wala
what?
pa.
Not limiting myself to only the names that I mentioned. Okay, so Ricardo Tan, I heard, is contemplating also of running as mayor. You see?
But
So,
is he part
inita-
of your circle na? Hindi pa.
There are fillers. May ibang nga mga quarters nga nagasigulan nun siya. So, hindi tanan-tanan so on kuanin ni siya mo inang preparatory talks lang ini anay.
Preparatory talks.
Yes, because again, we are too early. This is too early. So there are the most important thing so nga ginasigulan nun na inisubong sang halos tanan-tanan.
So, can we say in a way, nga ang ginapangitan niyo kung sinong pinaka-bakod nga ibunggo sa ruling party?
Yes, definitely.
Oo. Ti sa mga bakod, isa kada sa gina-consider.
No, the only thing ginahambal ko soon is that nga I am now the incumbent and opposition.
So, may
Okay.
equity of the incumbent ka.
It is only a factor nga ginakonsiderar nila.
Can we say nga right of first refusal ka? Dapat ikaw, anay, ang una.
No, not at
Ay,
all.
hindi ka magamuna.
No. I am not setting I am not setting conditions.
Aha.
You know what? Who am I? Wilson Gamboa to set conditions to all these political agrupations.
But then you are the
They-
only survivor eh.
Oo, but then again, you know what? So on, ang mga ngalan lang mentioner ko, in their own rights, they are capable to lead the city.
You did not mention Vladi Gonzales.
I am only mentioning about those who are served the city in one point in time. No, mga Arab la siling ko experience in public governance.
In public governance.
Yes. You know what?
Aki si Vladi, wala ka agi,
No,
no?
he's never been an appointive or an elected position for that matter. So ako, yeah, I have worked with them for some time. I know each and every one of them, having served its government, has every right to serve also in his own personal capacity and serve in higher position. So ini tanan-tanan soon ginahatag kun ini tanan-tanan sa ila. Sa amo nga tawo bala sa campaign manager ya. Nga amo ni sila, why don't you consider each one of them because they are also at one point in their lives
So it was
this government.
So the Vladi's campaign manager who talked to you, who wanted to talk you out of running?
You know what, without avoiding the question, yes.
It was. Okay. All right. Now let's go to one thing na lang, no?
I don't want to avoid any
Yes,
direct
thank you.
questions because
Thank you, sir.
that is nothing, that is nothing confidential about it. There was nothing confidential about it.
Sir, kay tiba si masuspitsuhan ka karon mo, di ba? Nga agin istorya na sa sang campaign manager ni Vladi. But anyway, let's go to one thing, sir.
It doesn't matter if
Yes.
ever nga mabalaan nila o kung hindi. Because
Yes.
I am an open book.
Yes.
After all, I am a public servant.
True.
Na, sulugoon sang banwa.
Sir, would you give way to Albee Benitez kung maglagan siya or Karapali Luwalhati?
You know what, so on, I respect both of them. Now, they are the more senior than I am. They are more senior than I am. So, going back to the question, why not? Why not? Hindi ba? The Congressman Stephen Paduano, a minority floor leader, leader of the minority bloc in the House of Congress, an incumbent congressman, no? Or Albee Benitez, a former congressman, and an economic consultant to the province. So in other words, of course, I will be more than willing to humble myself before this, senior than I am.
Okay.
To these two senior.
Sir, finally, when would we possibly know about your decision?
October 8. That will be my last day. Totoo na so.
But then again, that would take some time nga i-fill-upan mo form. So meaning, days before that, you will decide.
You know what, so on? You can never tell.
Aha.
Yeah, but days before that, siguro I will give myself a day before. Sobra naman nakadasig. Kasubol ko ro nga hasta sa alas 12 sa
And will you tell us?
gabi.
Will you tell us kung naka-decide ka na?
You will be the first one to know, so on.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so on taka, you will be the first one to know.
Yeah. Councilor Wilson Gamboa Jr. Sir, thank you so much.
Madamo nga madala mo, salamat ta so on kag sa kay gayunan nga ginhatag mo sa akon. Madamo nga salamat.